now let's move on to another big news that came out this week. So the Pro Bowl selections are out. Obviously, can't go over the entire roster. That would take a long ass time. So what we're just going to do here really quickly is just go over two snubs. So Brandon, I'll start with you first. Give me two guys that you think don't deserve to be on this All Star team, and who do you think should take their place?
I'm going to be a stickler here, and I'm going to take the quarterback selections on either side because they're the skill positions that are easiest to critique. Um, for the NFC, it was Brady, Rogers, and Murray. My take is get rid of Kyler Murray and throw in Matt Stafford um, because if you look at just their stats on the year, which is mostly what this Pro Bowl selection is based on, out of Brady, Rogers, Stafford, and Murray, Murray is the only one who hasn't thrown over 30 touchdowns. Um, and although he does have less interceptions thrown than Stafford, that like Stafford has 36 touchdowns, Murray has 21. Like there's a big difference there. Stafford has more touchdowns than Rogers, who is selected to the Pro Bowl, um, and he has over 1,000 more yards than Murray. Albeit he did play 3 extra games, but attrition is part of what makes a player great in the NFL. So I think that Stafford should be in, Murray should be out. I do think the injury hurt him, but it's part of football. So I'm saying get rid of Murray, put in Stafford. And just a fun note, the average age of the AFC quarterbacks is 24. The average age of the NFC quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl is 35. And if you sub Stafford with Murray, it's 38. An average age of 38 years old for the Pro Bowl selections on quarterbacks.
Jesus Christ.
That's insane. And flipping over to the AFC, because I chose the quarterbacks for this one, I'm going to say get rid of Lamar Jackson and throw in Josh Allen. And it pains me to say this because he's a divisional rival. That being said, Lamar Jackson is the only one selected to the Pro Bowl who has less than 20 touchdowns. He's got 16 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Josh Allen has 34 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. I don't know what happened there, but he's doubled his touchdowns with less interceptions. So I don't know why Lamar Jackson was selected. I get the dual threat piece, but nobody's going to be trying for the Pro Bowl. So might as well just go with Josh Allen. He also has over 1,000 more yards and a better overall rating with a higher completion percentage. There is no reason that Lamar Jackson should be in the Pro Bowl just based on anything. Josh Allen beats him in every category. There's no reason. And again, he's the only one. So if you look at Herbert, Mahomes, and Jackson, who are the current Pro Bowl selections in the AFC, and you throw in Allen, Jackson is the only one with less than 30 touchdowns and less than 4,000 yards. I don't know why the selections were made like that, but it just seems ridiculous that a player who outplayed on the stat sheet one so much better than the other is not in the Pro Bowl.
I mean, the I guess the one argument that I could, or not argument, the one reason I could see that happening is obviously Lamar Jackson is a household name. Like, you walk anywhere and everyone knows who he is. Josh Allen obviously is getting there, but Lamar was literally Madden cover last year, previous MVP. So could be just one of those things. It's like, maybe Lamar should be in there, and unfortunately, the younger Josh Allen just doesn't make it. Jen, how about yourself? Give me two guys that you take off the Pro Bowl selection, and who would you replace them with?
I gotta say, going through the tight ends, I think we gotta give some credit to the Dallas tight end, Dalton Schultz.
Of course.
Of course. He's like the underrated player of tight ends. He's reliable. He's there to catch passes from Dak and everything like that. And also, the other ones that I can think of is, Gronk can replace, Kyle Pitts. It's kind of like the same conundrum that you have when it comes to Kyle Pitts, kind of like Lamar Jackson and Matt Stafford. Pitts was, a top 5 pick. He's supposed to be this generational talent and everything like that. But in reality, he was an okay rookie at this point. So,
Yeah, Dalton Schultz is not like a highlight reel. I feel like he's never on the highlight reel and nobody ever talks about him. But he's pretty much on par with George Kittle for the season stats. He's like 100 yards short, um, 4 catches shy, but the same amount of touchdowns. So as far as the NFC tight ends go, I don't think you could have made a better argument.
Any other names that you scratch off there?
Yeah,
Jen?
Gronk will be the next one there. With everything that he has done. I know that he missed games and everything like that, but at the same time, he's definitely he deserves to get the Pro Bowl nod for sure.
Brandon. I know there was one last person that you had in mind, Brandon.
Yes, you can hear me rapidly typing away at who to consider. Alvin Kamara made the Pro Bowl this year. And while normally I wouldn't start a fight about Alvin Kamara making the Pro Bowl, he was out for a lot of games and he didn't have as great of a year as he normally did. He was also in my fantasy and barely got any points. Last night, 2 nights ago? So he's not a favorite right now. That being said, we had it on the sheet here that we'd replace him with Antonio Gibson. If you look at their stats, he's got more yards, more carries, more yards per rush, and he's played more games. Like I said before, attrition is part of the NFL, staying healthy the whole season, especially in the running back position. Obviously, it's tough. You saw Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, and Derrick Henry all suffer long-term injuries this year. And so you can see how guys that are so good get hurt. But Gibson took that and had a great year. I think you should go out with Alvin Kamara and in with Antonio Gibson. And I think that's something we universally agree on. I think. I'm not sure.
Jen, agree or disagree?
No, I definitely agree that he should definitely replace Kamara, because Kamara is more of like an everyday known player, but at the same time, it's just Pro Bowl kind of sucks for players that that plays well, but because they don't because their nationality popularity or their national popularity is not there, so they get snubbed. I was actually quite surprised that Matt Stafford got snubbed.